I'm Rana Al-Falaki.
I'm Bhall Patel.
And welcome to
the Nail It podcast.
This is your place to lead better, live fully and laugh more. It's your blueprint to optimal performance.
Hello. Welcome to the Nail It in Dentistry podcast. This is your place to lead better, live fully, laugh more. Right, you may have noticed I'm doing this solo today. Rena's just got back. She's not feeling too well, so I thought I would plow on. And we've got a great guest today, so I didn't want to let her down. And the show must go on. So I'm here by myself. And essentially, I'm going to have my guest as my co-host today because she's also in the same space as us. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Aditi Bhalla.
Yes.
Yeah, Aditi Bhalla. She is a dentist, specialist prosthodontist, integrative psychotherapist. Don't worry, I don't know what that was either, so she's going to let us know what that is. A wellbeing mentor, obviously mum and wife. Welcome to the podcast, Aditi.
Hi, Bhavin. Yes, do not worry. I'm here to give you company all throughout. I'm excited.
Otherwise, it would just be me talking to myself.
I know, right?
Telling jokes, right? And no one wants to hear that for half an hour. Aditi, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me and, for this exciting conversation ahead.
Yeah. Well, you are actually one of our mentors on the Nail It program. We did something recently together. We were at the BDIA. It went really well. It was sort of our launch event. And as I say, you are one of the mentors on the program.
Yes.
So I feel like I know you already. But for the listeners, why don't you give us a bit of background to who you are? Actually, no. Sorry, Rena will kick me for this. Let's start with your favorite quote and why.
Yeah, so my favorite quote is, if your compassion doesn't include yourself, it remains incomplete. And for me, the why is because it really highlights an important point of self-forgiveness and including you in your own world. More than ever, not in a selfish way, because I think often we put ourselves aside to be there for others. And I think even in our jobs, we're serving others. We're there for our family, for our friends, for our loved ones, for everybody. So, it's all about, let's not forget ourselves as well. Let's bring in that love, that forgiveness, all of that we serve, that we spread outside within as well. And I think that's why that quote is my favorite.
Do you know who said that?
Jack Cornfield.
Do you know what
he has written a book about Buddha, and in explaining Buddha's teachings, this is one of the quotes that he made in the book. The book's quite old. It's actually from the 70s. And so in that book he mentions this quote, and I just loved it. I love Buddha.
Just say it again slowly for us.
It's, if your compassion does not include yourself, it remains incomplete.
Right. Okay. So to be a whole person, essentially, you need to be compassionate and learn for self-love before serving others, I guess.
Yeah. Or let it flow together. Let it be balanced.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that obviously we've looked at also with disc profiling, and that's always one of the first things to do, right? Is to discover yourself, know yourself, know your triggers, and therefore you can then use that to be your superpower, and and understand where other people have their strengths, other people have weaknesses, and why you can then, I guess, be in harmony with other people around you.
Yes. But it does start with you, right? It has to start with you.
I think everything comes back to you and working on yourself first. There was a quote today, actually. I've wrote it down somewhere. There's a quote that we were going to do for an episode, and that does resonate with that. And it was something about having you can only get, people can only offend you if you give them permission, something along those lines, right? Because it's one of these things that I've learned more recently, actually, over the last few years of getting into this sort of space and personal development, is understanding your own triggers and why people upset you. And it's usually because they've triggered one of your values. And until you look inside, you don't know what your values are, because no one asks. You don't go to school and learn these things. And no one teaches you these things. It's what happens naturally, right? It's nature versus nurture debate.
Yeah. I wonder why that is, though. It would be so nice if children were made to just sit down, or not children, maybe in secondary school, or
Mm,
maybe just after,
mm,
when you've gone through that spur of
yeah,
development, and really, like, do an exercise and understand who are you, what has shaped you,
mm,
what matters to you, what is important to you, and really let that be that inner compass. Because otherwise, we're always seeking for guidance outside, which is good. But if we
mm,
combine it with the guidance which is coming from within, I think that's when you're in your true power. And you're absolutely right. I don't think, anyone can offend you unless you actually give them the power. It
mm,
does, yeah. It all
yeah,
comes back to you being
yeah,
that center of the world. And as I said, not in a selfish way, in a very selfless, in a very powerful way as well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's a great quote. That's a great quote. It's very thought-provoking. Okay, so why don't you give us a bit of background then? So what brought you to where you are now, and what serves you, and what's your next sort of missions and objectives?
Yeah. I think what brought me to this point is dentistry, of course. My background is that I'm a dentist, and I came here to do my specialist training, and ticked all the boxes. Became a clinical teacher. Started teaching with Health Education England, and really, all the boxes that were meant to take, I did. And then one day, in my surgery in about 2018, I actually broke down in a lot of tears and just sat at the floor of my surgery. Did not understand. Everything was going great. Didn't really understand what was going on. So, I felt like breathlessness, just,
Right.
couldn't understand. Wiped off my tears and, carried on, served another patient. And then, that situation came back again. Obviously, later upon reflection, I was having a panic attack. I was burnt out. However, did go to my GP for a diagnosis, who said, what, you need to work less. And I was like, what? You work less? I worked so hard to be here to do this work, and now you're advising me to work less. Essentially, was telling me, just step back, see
Mm,
where you're at. And I went on my own journey of understanding how I got there, how I got to feeling a panic attack. More than that, why I did not have the tools to help myself. That
yeah.
was I was really curious about that. And also, I felt this immense amount of shame for feeling this way, or having felt, having that panic attack, or having that anxiety, having that burnout. I just, yeah, had this immense amount of shame. So I never told anybody at the time that I was going through it, except for my husband. And yeah, so went on this journey, started to learn more and more about myself, went into therapy, went into a therapeutic space where I understood who I was. And that was the first time where all of the masks were sort of stripped away.
Mm,
And it was all about, who is Aditi without all of these, these numbers, or these letters out, in front of her name, and what makes her, and what triggers her, and what are her strengths, what are her weaknesses. And yeah, and I got even more excited by it. I was just like, imagine if everybody in dentistry had all these tools. So when I used to do sessions for Health Education England, or when I was at QMU, I would try and bring in a bit of breath work. I would try and bring in, a few tools when students would be going through a bit of anxiety. And that's how it all sparked. I said, oh, I wish. And, I had this, little wish inside that, wouldn't it be nice if we merged the two worlds together, the science and the amazing tools that are out there that
mm,
can actually help you. And for me, that was just, it blew my mind away. COVID hit, and I was blessed with my son after, and so I went on my maternity. So I took a little bit of pause from that idea, and then
yeah.
once things started to settle down, I got back into it. And yeah, now this is what I do. It's
Right.
my passion. My purpose is to bring in prevention. We're talking about prevention when it comes to teeth, but we
Yeah.
need to talk about prevention when it comes to our own well-being.
On
Yeah.
that point, then,
Yeah.
how did you take you back? Obviously, you said 2018.
Yes.
You felt you found yourself on
Yeah.
the floor of the surgery. Looking back on it,
Yeah.
on this reflection, were there any telltale signs or symptoms, right? If we're talking about dentistry, like sort of signs or symptoms that you could think back on, and that maybe some of our listeners could relate to, or something that they could maybe have people, their partners, spouses, people in their
Yeah.
practices that they can look
Yeah.
out for? So any
Yeah,
sort of early warning signs?
yes, loads. I mean, first, I really believe that our body really does keep a score. It really does tell you. I had everything related to stress. So be it skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, be it IBS. So again, stress related. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, which was again stress related. And everywhere I went, it was all about, why don't you paint a little? Why don't you stress less? And I was just like, I'm not stressed. I didn't really understand what stress was and what it was doing to my body. I had migraines, I had asthma flare-ups. I constantly lost the will to get up in the morning and actually go to work as well, towards when I got closer to that burnout episode. But I just kept pushing myself. And there was this disconnection that, yes, I was doing everything on the list amazingly well, but I wasn't really connected to it. It wasn't something that was bringing me joy either. So I think noticing those little signs where you are facing this disconnection is very important. And we face that a lot.
You felt your body was telling you.
Yes, my body was telling me. It
in
was
lots of
shouting.
different ways.
Yes.
And you just soldiered on, or did you seek treatment or symptomatic treatment for those things?
Yes. Everything was separate. Everything had to be diagnosed.
Yeah.
And everything I got treatment for migraines. I was on all medications for my asthma, for my, autoimmune, for my skin, everything. I was on.
But no one put all that together.
No.
You were going for a consultation for one thing, one problem, one pill, another problem, another pill or cream, another problem, ointment, another problem, get some exercise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was never, well, you are this whole person. Let's look at what's going on, until this one amazing GP of mine, bless her, she actually sat me down after that. And she was just like, okay, this, these are all stress related. This is what's going on. You need to go and speak with someone. This is something that's going to help you. I am so grateful that I got that advice, because without that, I don't think I would have gone on that journey. So yes, looking at the person as a whole. So really, I think if someone's listening to this, really step back and reflect on what is going on overall in your life, not just I'm stressed at work, what's going on outside of it as well.
It's easy to focus in on one problem at a time, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where we're sort of tuned, especially as dentists. We focus on a problem, let's solve that problem.
Yes.
It's sort of taking the holistic and taking a step back. It's a bit like full mouth rehab, right? As a prosthodontist, you know better than anybody, right?
Yes.
It's not, the fact that premolar cracks, but it's not just about that needs an honor. It's like, why did it crack? Let's ask the question of why, and let's go to it's sort of upstream sort of thinking, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look at your own self. Forget anybody else, expecting anybody else to look at you. Step back and just have a little bit of a reflective period. Switch off from all the external devices and tune in what's going on.
So you had that.
Yeah.
You've reached the sort of essentially a rock bottom. What was the first thing you did? What turned the corner? Where did you seek help, or who did you seek help?
Traditional therapy. Went to a CBT therapist. In the NHS, you get 12 sessions free. That was my first point of contact, because that's where my GP referred me to. I had never been in therapy before. I had no idea what was going to happen, But I think one of the things that I've taken away after having therapy is that you have to do the work. The therapist is there to offer you the tools and the support in that 1 hour, but the rest of the 23 hours are yours. What you do with that is what is going to change your life. And
same as brushing your teeth, right? So I say that to patients. You can see the hygienist 2, 3, 4 times a year, but if you don't put in the work at home, you're not going to see the results. Same as a personal trainer. If you don't eat the right diet, then if you don't train in your own time, you can see the personal trainer once a week, twice a week even.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's the analogy I like to use.
I absolutely agree with that. That is absolutely true. But yes, that was my starting point.
Right.
Traditional therapy. But I had part of my schooling in India, so we were taught yoga and breathwork in school actually.
Okay.
So I always loved yoga. Didn't so much as a child, but I did after that as I grew up. So I started connecting back to it and started finding, because I used to enjoy moving my body with yoga. So started doing that, and then started reading more and more, understanding what was going on. And until it went a step too further, where then I wanted to know, what does my therapist know? And then I wanted, then I was like, oh, I want to learn more about the brain and,
Yeah.
the nervous system and how does this work? And how is this shaping us? And my starting point was really to sit there and just understand myself,
Mm.
a therapeutic space. And let me tell you, 12 sessions were not enough. It's just a good starting point that we're very lucky that we get that here. But
Yeah.
I did continue the work afterwards as well, which was, amazing.
It's important. It's one of these important things as well, isn't it? Your mind controls your body. Your
Yes.
body also controls your mind.
Oh,
I
yes.
think that's very important, right? And that's what
Yes.
yoga sort of teaches.
Yeah.
And
yes. It's a relationship. It's a two-way stream.
Yeah.
There's constant communication happening.
It's a bit like one of those hacks. Who's that lady that's really the power pose and doing those sort of making your body believe that you're more confident than you are, so making yourself big and like looking
Amy Cuddy
and telling yourself, that's the one. That's Amy Cuddy. It's like one of those viral videos. The most watched thing on TED Talks or something. And it's the super pose. I love that episode actually. Right, so one of your titles, which we discussed before we came on air.
Yes.
I couldn't even spell it. Integrative psychotherapist.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about that. Obviously,
so basically, it starts with coaching. So there's a difference. Coaching is when you're setting goals, you're reaching them, you're moving forward, right? Counseling is if you look back a little bit, but don't go too deep. But in psychotherapy, you go right back to the childhood, because your childhood does really shape you as an adult. Right. And that's what a psychotherapist does. So it takes you right back and it connects, it shows that your core values, your beliefs, everything is shaped when you are little, and everything else is just playing in the same way, different scenarios, but same loops, same sort of stories. Yeah. And if you can connect back to that, I think it does bring a huge amount of therapeutic healing. It brings a lot of power to yourself, and that's what a psychotherapist does. The title integrative is because I use other spiritual techniques. So in a traditional talking therapy, you would go say for example, the most common one in the NHS is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which is lovely. It's but you get a set of worksheets and there's a set pattern and you work with that. With my way of working, I could be using hypnotherapy, I could be using breath work, I could be using the body psychotherapy, I could be talking about the nervous system. So it combines more variety of tools rather than one set system. So that's why the integrative word as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And within that, because I know you have your own thing that you do.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that then. How are you introducing that? What is that purpose? Why do you feel as if that is necessary?
Yeah, as I said, for me, prevention is key. I think with the tools that I have learned and gained over my journey, if I had them before, if I was taught them when I was in dental school, I don't think I would have reached a point of burnout. I would have, I would have just sustained it very well. Yes. Any job is going to bring you stress. Any job is going to bring you the difficulties. Those are not going to go away. How we navigate them is what matters. And if we have the correct tools, then we can do that in a very empowering way. So for me, that is very important. And this is what I do in my mentorship practice as well. For me, it's all about offering those tools, helping people create a kit bag versus an emergency toolkit is what is more important to me, because you see, the kit bag takes motivate or inspiration from a mountaineering concept. So when you're going for a hike, what do? You pack a bag, right? You pack your bag with everything that's going to nourish you and sustain you on your journey, so you can get to the hilltop and you can enjoy the view. Similar, it's not an emergency kit. It's not something you take out when something is broken. So you want to create a kit bag. So when you're on this journey to be whatever profession you're in, you can actually get to whatever that success is, whatever the end point you're hoping for is, you can actually enjoy it rather than saying, oh, you know what? I don't even enjoy it. I'm so disconnected. And that's my purpose. That's my goal. And that's what I bring into my practice.
Am I correct in thinking then that the kit bag, essentially that's going from A to A+. So the way that I describe that would be what we do with coaching. We take individuals that
Yeah.
don't not necessarily burnt out, but
Yeah.
they're sort of confused. They don't know where to go. So
Yeah.
there's a difference. There's when you're burnt out, you need
Yeah.
to work on yourself, and it's more of a look back exercise,
Yeah.
and that's when you need the therapy side of it
Yeah.
and psychotherapy side of it.
Yeah.
Whereas with coaching, we're then taking individuals from good to great to excellent. So that's the kit bag that you have on the way to a journey to reach this destination or goal that you want to be the better version of yourself.
Yeah, essentially you can. I think there's loads of great tools in our coaching field that we can put in there.
Yeah.
And as you said, coaching is essentially not looking back. It's just saying, right, I'm setting myself some goals.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, this is the plan. I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
You've got a clear map that you're going to be following.
Yeah.
Whereas in a therapeutic space, you are given that leeway, that space, and that permission that you can actually look back and say, oh, okay, you know what? Perhaps I feel anxious in this situation. It's because I felt this way, and this is how it's shaped me.
Yeah.
So that's the difference essentially. But yes, essentially what we want to offer empowering tools to people so they don't actually burn out by the time they get to wherever they want to get to, and they can sustain this journey.
You're in a unique position where you can take anybody, I guess, at any point.
Yes.
To do that, because you have the integrative psychotherapy hat, as well as the coaching and mentoring hat.
Yes.
You can see where they are on the scale, and you can take them up.
Yes.
And then go back all the way up, or you can go back.
Exactly. And this is why I do that. I have that initial conversation just to really understand, what is it that you're hoping to get out of this? And I think that's a very good starting point to really say. And often, it'll start with saying, oh, I know I just want to move forward. I just want to go, but then it will somehow automatically go back.
Yeah.
It will somehow automatically go deeper. But yes, as you said, I'm able to hold that space, and I'm able to offer that container to people. Yeah.
So go on then. What you're in that kit bag then?
Yeah.
Let's forget the emergency part of it. Let's assume everyone's ready to take a step. They want to go climb a mountain. Let's say you're an MP. What are the top 3 things you're having in that kit bag?
So for me, it's very important that we work on a personalized basis, right? Because what will work for you will not work for me, right? But I think for me, what's really important is, 1, take the pressure off. Forget I must journal in the morning, I must do my movement in the morning. No. For me, keeping it simple is really important. So the first thing is compassion. Yeah. Self-compassion is the most important thing, because it allows me to do my journaling, to do my whatever I want to do, movement at a time that suits me, not what a structure that somebody else has told me.
Right.
Yeah. So that is the top tool. Second is definitely moving my body. I love Qigong.
Okay.
And the reason I love Qigong is because you can do it anywhere. You don't need a mat. You don't need 30 minutes. You can do it anywhere, anytime. And it comes from traditional Chinese medicine. It's a way in which you move your body with your breath. And it's a way of mindfully moving your body, simply.
Right. We've got to do that next time we meet. We've got to do that. Okay. Right.
It's basically you're meditating, you're with your breath, you're moving your body, you're doing
type of yoga.
Sorry?
Is it same as yoga? Or
no. Well, yoga has more. The poses in yoga are more intense, and you need a mat sometimes for it.
Right,
there's chair yoga as well. But yeah, with Qigong, you don't need any equipment. You just need yourself.
Okay. And you're sitting?
You can sit. Yeah, you can sit and do it. You are standing it, but a person of any ability can do it, which is again makes it very beautiful.
Really interested in that. I need to look that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Number 3.
It comes from traditional Chinese medicine, so it's very beautiful, and it makes your joints flexible. You are meditating. You're with your breath, and it's simple. And I love simple things, and I like simple things that help me.
Yeah, I'm a simple person as well, don't worry.
Yeah.
How many times is this like a type of exercise?
Yes.
Yeah. And how long do you do a day?
So it could vary from between 10 minutes to about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But even 10 minutes is good.
Okay. And it helps clear your mind as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. It really helps to clear your mind. It's so good.
All right. And go on then, number 3.
Yeah. Number 3 would be getting creative. It could be from doing Lego to doing painting to literally anything. I think
The funny
getting
thing is,
creative.
the
Yeah.
funny thing is, I'm never creative. I'm not even think about that.
Yeah.
And I think the last time we went on holiday,
Yeah.
I took my kids to kids club on
Yeah.
holiday, right? And I thought I'd just sit in there with them for a bit, just to settle them in.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because they were all sitting watching a film or something, or
Yeah.
they were interested in some tech.
Yeah.
And they had these coloring sheets and
Yeah.
the crayons and pencils. And I found me and my wife were just sitting there, literally with coloring pencils, really just sitting there. Like, really, and the kids were just looking at us like, what are they doing? We were sitting on these small seats with our books, couldn't even fit on the seat. We were coloring these things in and trying to stay inside the lines. And there's something therapeutic about that. And it's
So
like, it takes you
therapeutic.
back. And it's like, it's
Yeah.
such a nice thing to see a picture come in what you're creating. And then you're so involved with the detail of it. Then
Mm-hmm.
once you stop and you look at what you created, you feel really proud. And I've
Yeah, you
actually still
do.
got it. I've actually signed it, put a date on it, and it's up in my daughter's bedroom
That's
just on the
beautiful.
clip saying with a date on it, and
Yeah.
to Nia from Daddy it says, and
Oh,
that's amazing. So
that's, yeah.
it's one of
It
the,
does so much for you if you can
yeah,
take the time out, and it's, yeah.
I guess it's like having a hobby, right?
Yes. Have a hobby. Absolutely, having a hobby. But I used to love painting on glass or painting but then when I had my son, I couldn't just leave glass paints around, and so it had to change, it had to evolve. So I
Right.
had to find different ways to be creative. So I think there's again that someone who's listening, again, that importance of keeping it simple and change. Allow that compassion to yourself. Allow yourself the flexibility. It doesn't have to be rigid. And that's the
Right.
only way, these tools will actually help you.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, so there you go. So there's your top three. That's your kit bag. And go on, then, is there anything in an emergency? Let's say that, all jokes aside, there
Yes.
is somebody that feels as if this resonates with them. They
Yeah.
feel some of those symptoms that you're saying, and now they're only just putting
Yeah.
together the fact that they have been getting migraines for a while.
Yeah.
Their skin's breaking out maybe in spots, or these little things that they think, you know what, I actually didn't realize that it was
Mhm.
happening. What would be your sort of advice to them? What's the first things they should do?
I think if they're sort of in a space where all of this is going on, definitely find someone who relate with, whose vibe or energy you really like, and find that space to understand why all of this is going on. Definitely there is traditional medicine out there as well. Go to the GP if it's needed. Absolutely get help from there as well. But I think working with your breath, and
Yeah.
I think everyone's talking about breath work, but it's just such a easy tool. It's there within you. You don't even have to carry it, don't have to charge it, you don't have to worry about battery running low, nothing. So vagus nerve breath is my favorite,
Right.
because it's all about breathing in effortlessly within your tummy and then breathing out slow. So if you're breathing into a count of, say, 3, if that's where you go, then breathe out to a count of 5.
Right.
And keeping it really slow, effortless, and not forcing yourself into that in breath or out breath.
Is
And
that at times where you feel things are getting overwhelmed, where you
yeah.
start to feel angry, or what would be the trigger for me to think I need to work on my breath, or what would you suggest?
So if you so I think for me now, I have had this awareness and I've gone on this journey. So if you're feeling really angry, first thing I would say, or if you're feeling really anxious, is pause. Take a pause. Question that anger.
Mm. Yeah.
I think that creates a space. Am I reacting or am I responding?
Yeah.
Because in most times when we're angry, we react.
Yeah, it's a
And
reflex, isn't it? It's a reflex, and usually you regret that reflex.
Yeah.
And the power is in stopping.
Yes.
And it gives you the control is with you then.
Yeah.
Whereas if you lose control, you've exactly done that. You've lost control, and therefore the control is
in them. And then that follows with a lot of shame, with a lot of like, oh my God, I'm such a terrible person. I can't control my instincts. And, then your mind goes on another kind of spiral.
Yeah.
So
exactly that's the way it is spiral, isn't it?
Yeah. Pause. Just take that pause, and to make this pause a practice.
Yeah.
Pause often.
Yeah.
Pause even when you don't need it, because when you do actually need it, the pause will become easier.
Yeah.
Practice it outside of triggering situations.
Yeah.
And
we have that on our on the breathe dental wellness
Yes.
website,
Yeah.
and so there's lots of little videos that people can go
Okay.
and check that out. And
Yeah.
there's a breathwork.
It's a great resource, isn't it, for a community?
It's a free resource.
Yeah.
I know obviously we are with Nail It, and like I say, the Breathe Wellness platform is a free to use platform. I
Yes.
recommend everyone go there.
Yeah,
Just
everyone
have a
can
look,
do
have a
that.
browse around, watch the videos.
Yes.
It's all there for free. It's for the
Yeah.
whole team. And anyone can watch them. It's not,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a dentist, you don't have to be in the dental field. It's available
No.
for everyone.
Just have to be a human being.
Exactly.
The animals already have it figured out, I think.
Yeah, you know what they do? They're pretty chill. They're pretty chill.
Yes.
Last time you've seen a stressed out cat or a
I
dog.
know, right?
Right. Well, do you know what? We've covered so many aspects
Yeah.
of our system. And obviously, like I say, you are on the Nail It podcast. So we do like to finish with your favorite pillar of Nail It and why.
Okay, so I mean, it was a no-brainer when I looked at it. It's intuition. It's again connecting to that inner compass.
Right.
That once you connect to that inner compass, and once you understand how that compass is guiding you, everything else just becomes easy or manageable. If not easy, everything else becomes manageable, and in a very free flowy, in a very, in a way, yes, life is working for me. It's hard, it's stressful, I have lows, I have ups, but I can do this. I've got this because I know me.
Intuition. We've spoken about intuition quite a few times. What do you think intuition is? I'm going off on a tangent here because Rena's going to be kicking me now when she's listening to this. But obviously, intuition is the North Star navigator for those that don't know. It's coherence and insight. It's sort of implicit learning that you get, and it's subjective and it's intuition abilities, but you need to be able to tap into it.
Yes.
So first thing is silence in that is obviously distract the mind. You can move, meditate, like I say, everything that you're into is sort of mindful walking, music can put you into that state. And you need sort of, like I say, minimal thinking, mind mapping. You need to trust, you need to feel secure, you need to feel safe, and then you need to trust that feeling because it's coming from somewhere. And obviously feel connected to yourself and the emotions. And obviously the physical signs of the stimulus. There's emotional intelligence associated with that, so sort of body scanning and self-mastery. So having, like I say, take a step back, pausing, like I say, not and being able to respond as opposed to react to things, and being able to recognize that and not overanalyze things. It's analysis to paralysis, and it's like having that logical thought with your heart, gut, and your head.
Yes.
And I always say that intuition is one of these things. I know that our brain is such an amazing organ, and I feel as if intuition is one of those things that your conscious takes on and you don't realize what it's taking in because there's so many things, there's so many distractions in life and things that you sort of concentrate on, but you don't realize there's so many different inputs and stimuluses, and maybe your mind's taking things in that you don't realize it's taking in at that time. But then I believe your intuition is something that your brain has seen and heard before without you consciously knowing, and it's giving you advice. It's like you say, going back full circle pretty much to what you were saying, is knowing yourself and what your triggers are, and really believing that your body knows best, and therefore your mind knows best as well. And when you get that feeling of this isn't right, and I liken it to when you move into, when you look, I don't know if you've been house hunting, and you get that feeling when you go into a house and you feel as if this is the place, that you have that energy, and you think, why is that? It's so weird, isn't it? It's like a sixth sense.
It is your sixth sense. Intuition is your sixth sense, and it is sort of that inner knowing. And it's all about, the more you trust that inner knowing, the more the more you can lead with it. It just somehow aligns with your values. It aligns with who you are. How many times have you gone and said, just like with the house as well, but how many times have you gone and said, I knew I should have done that. I knew it. I just,
and obviously with us classically with patients, and it's doing things, and sometimes you bend over backwards, or you do something you don't.
I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Or you get patients bully you into something, and you think, you know what? It comes and bites you back in the bum, and you always didn't listen to that sort of inner voice. And I don't believe for a minute, people don't think men have intuition, but men just don't talk about the intuition. I think
Yeah.
women are much more open to that,
Yes.
and women's intuition, and
Yeah.
and also with children, I think women have this sixth sense as well, right? And
Oh,
knowing
yes.
what's right for the child, and knowing
Mhm.
when the child's distressed. And again, maybe men aren't in tune to that, not intuition,
Yeah.
in tune to that.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it's a male-female thing. I think men
It's
have it,
not.
but men don't like to
Yeah.
say it out loud, but I'm quite loud and proud about it. That every
Good.
intuition, and you should use it.
Yes.
That essentially is, like I say, your sixth sense, and it's like
Yeah.
you use your taste and your feel and your touch and your sight and your hearing. So
Yeah.
why not use them?
Why not use this?
Yeah.
Why not tap into this tool that you've just been given?
Yeah.
Use it to your power.
Right, DC, that's been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Thank
love
you for
it.
being a co-host with me today. It's been weird not having Rena intro.
I know, I missed her,
Yeah.
but I hope she'll be proud of us when she listens back.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. She's probably proud of you, probably not of me. She'll probably give me a list of things I could have done better, but I wouldn't expect anything less from her.
Exactly.
Right, well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thanks for being such a star. Obviously, we'll maybe have to get you back on when Rena's feeling a bit better.
Yes.
And I really hope that the listeners have got something from this episode. And how can they contact you? What's the best way?
I mean, I'm on all socials as Dr. Aditi Bhalla. I have a website called www.draditibhalla.com. And all the details of how to work with me, find me, how to get into the Dental Wellbeing Hub, which is a free community space that I've created as well. And I offer free monthly workshops there, wellbeing workshops, so which you're most welcome to attend. So all the details are on there. And
awesome. I think we'll tag that down below the videos, and obviously when we put it out on social media, we'll link you in. Thank you for being on the podcast. It's been great. My first one by myself, so thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Otherwise, it's just been me, like I say, talking to myself.
We did.
I've enjoyed it, not anyone else. Anyway, well, thanks for joining us, guys, and hope to see you again soon. Take care. Till next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Nail It podcast. We would love it if you would leave us a 5-star review. And if you'd like to feature as one of our guests, or you're ready to nail it, then check out our events, programs, and educational courses by visiting nailitindentistry.com.